What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers need help out on the perimeter. They need defense, ideally shooting, but really they need speed, athleticism, guys that can do the dirty work, guys that can be the hustle plays, guys that can defend at the guard position, right? You look at this playoffs in particular, right? A lot of speed, a lot of athletic defensive guards, right, on both Indiana and OKC side, right? And we're in this space and pace league. We're in this, just speed era. Now, obviously, look, the Lakers have Luka, right? They have LeBron, they have Austin Reeves. They're going to be more, half court oriented, which is fine. You've seen multiple teams win championships, even as, Boston. What do? Operate in the half court, took 53s, right? Like, yeah, they were a team that could push the pace a little bit, but, they were a team that just shot an abundance of threes. Look at Denver. They were just elite at just picking teams apart in the half court. And they were like the second worst defense in the postseason, right? And they were able to still win a championship, right? So Lakers, I think, are going to be fine regardless if they address, obviously, their position of needs. But something that I've talked about, like Lakers are going to have to get creative, right? Because they don't have a ton of assets to go, trade for a Herb Jones and a Jalen Suggs and let's also go get a Walker Kessler, and just they're not in a position where they can basically pick whoever they want, right? Probably looking at one, maybe two trades that they can get as far as like real starting players. Maybe they can do some smaller trades, get a couple like just pieces that, could come in and be rotation pieces or guys off the bench they could really use an upgrade on the bench. Lakers had one of the worst benches in basketball last year, right? But really, they're going to have to take some chances. They're going to have to take some risks, maybe even via trade where you're getting a guy that's kind of undervalued or not really getting the opportunity on that team that maybe you could bring on your team, right? Like a guy that I have used as an example is like Cam Whitmore. Like Cam Whitmore is just the odd man out in Houston because they just they have like 15 Cam Whitmores, right? You know what the Lakers don't have? A guy like Cam Whitmore, right? So could the Lakers go maybe pull something like that off? We'll see. Time will tell. But in free agency, you're going to have to take a flyer on guys, right? And I've talked about, DeAnthony Melton, right? Coming off an ACL injury where he missed all of last year, right? It's going to be a bit of a risk, but that's also why you're going to get him on a vet minimum as opposed to getting him at $13 million or whatever he was making the previous year, right? So he's a guy that could be something of value. But then beyond that, you look at free agency, it's kind of limited. There's not a lot of like these just excellent pieces that you could bring in. So really you're looking for guys that fill a need, that fill a hole, that, aren't going to be ideal two-way players or whatever. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what do you need more than anything? Athleticism and defense out on the perimeter, desperately, right? And so I don't hate the idea of looking at a guy like a Markelle Fultz, right? He, again, kind of was, he played for Sacramento towards the back end of the season, but for the most part, missed all of last year, which was surprising, right? Because he was still a very good defensive guard, still a good playmaker, good rebounder. He just couldn't shoot, right? And then there's some injury issues and whatnot, right? Like he's going to go down as one of the like biggest what ifs because he was a guy that just like looked like he was going to be the next great superstar at Washington. And then even when he first came in the league and then just, apparently he has like a medical issue, which is why he struggles shooting the basketball. But obviously the Lakers need the shooting, right? But they also need guys that could just defend, push the pace, right? Be versatile out on the perimeter. And again, Lakers are going to have to take flyers on some guys. I know a lot of people are going to hear Markelle Fultz and immediately go, no, absolutely not, no way. Well, it's like, who? Who are you going to get on a vet minimum contract that can defend and rebound and give you youth and athleticism the way that Markelle Fultz can? He's still 27 years old and just turned 27. Right? Like, you're not looking for him to come in and be your day one starter. You're not looking for him to come in and be a superstar for you. You're looking for him to come in and just be a defensive piece. Can he be a more athletic Gabe Vincent? Right? That would be great. It's not like Gabe Vincent was just absolute game busters for the Lakers. He did shoot the ball much better as, the season progressed. But again, you need guys that can make plays, that can do multiple things, right? Look at kind of the last few years, because he's been with Orlando, and then last year he was with Sacramento. He only played in 21 games for Sacramento, and he only played 8 minutes per game. So it's kind of hard to really gauge, like, what could he do on that? because he averaged, like I said, 8.8 minutes in 21 games, took 3.2 field goal attempts per game. He did shoot 50% from 3-point range, but on 0.4 attempts, right? So, if he shot 50% from 3-point range on even like 2 attempts, sign me up, right? But, the 50% is probably a little unrealistic, right? And he's a career 28% guy. His best year was 31%, right? Which again sucks, but it's like, again, like you're not going to get on a vet minimum contract a athletic, excellent defensive guard that also shoots 40% from 3-point range unless there's something, right? Like a DeAnthony Melton, like I mentioned, you could probably get, but it's because again, he's coming off of an ACL tear. Who knows if he ever even is able to play again, right? So again, there's always going to be circumstances that need to go into account when you're talking about these type of players. So it's like, okay, yes, he's not going to give you anything shooting the basketball wise, but he can self-create. He can knock down the mid-range. He can create rim pressure, right? Like he can make plays for others. He can rebound the basketball and he can defend, right? Like, yes, I would love if he shot 40% from 3-point range, but can he shoot 33% from 3-point range, right? Like that at least something that's semi-respectable where it's like, okay. And again, you're not looking for him to come in and play 40 minutes a night. You're looking for him maybe 15 minutes a night and giving you some type of production, right? So if you look at like, what would he give you in that kind of range? Like 15 to 20 minutes. Well, you can look at the last Orlando year, in which he averaged 7.6 field goal attempts in 21 minutes per game, shot 47% from the floor. Again, abysmal 22% from 3-point range, but on 0.4 attempts. So he's a guy that doesn't really take threes, period, right? But 2-point range, he shot 48.7%. He is a career 50% 2-point range guy, which is good. Right. And then EFG of 47.9%. And then he averaged 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, half a block, and 8 points per game. Give me that off the bench. If you could give me a guy on a vet minimum that's giving me 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and half a block, perfect. Like, again, I'm not looking for him to come in and be a superstar. I'm looking for him to come in and give me 8 to 10 points a night, dish out a couple assists, give me a couple steals, play some defense, be hard-nosed, play his role, which I do believe he would be more than happy to do because he knows, like, hey, if this doesn't work out, it's very possible that I might be out of the league again. Lakers are going to have to take some risks on guys. Lakers are going to have to look to, hey, can we turn a guy like a Markelle Fultz into a legit two-way guy that's giving us, 8 to 10 points a night, dishing out a couple assists, helping us rebound, but just being that pest on the defensive side of things, being relentless on the defensive side. Right? Again, it's like, who else are you going to get? Right? If we can get like a Gary Trent, sure. Right? But is he going to take a vet minimum to go to the Lakers and be the 8th or 9th guy? Or does he just stay in Milwaukee on a vet minimum and be like the 2nd or 3rd guy? Right? Like, it's just like things like that, right? Kevin Porter Jr., I wouldn't hate somebody like that, but he's more of a scorer. He doesn't really give you the defense that a Markelle Fultz did. So maybe go get both and have them kind of balance out each other. But also my thing is, you have Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron James as your offensive engines. You need the defense, right? Obviously, you need guys that can shoot. I'm not saying don't get guys that can shoot, but Luka's going to take, 20 shots to 25 shots a game, and he's going to be your main offensive engine. And Markelle Fultz is athletic enough, quick enough, where he could be a slasher, be a cutter, right? You're not looking for him. Like, can he just be our Jared Vanderbilt at the guard position? That would be great, right? Just come in, play some defense, be a point of attack, get us some other, second chance opportunities, create some extra possessions by getting turnovers, do that in 15, 20 minutes of action. If you knock down the occasional 3, beautiful, right? If you can beat a guy off the dribble and get to the mid-range and knock it down, beautiful. Apply some rim pressure, beautiful, right? Like, I'm not looking for him to come in and be the Markelle Fultz that people thought he was going to be when he was drafted out of Washington. We don't need him to be that. We need him to be a stout defensive guard that can defend multiple positions, which he can do, give you some of that athleticism, push the pace. I mean, I can already see Luka grabbing the rebound, Markelle Fultz leaking out, and Luka just throwing that pass. He catches the ball and just finishes at the rim. Perfect. Give me some speed. Who else do we have on this roster that could do that outside of LeBron James? Right? Like, I think Markelle Fultz would be fine. I think he's a guy that I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on. Is it my favorite? No. But again, it's about who's available, what's realistic, what is the cost, right? And, you might have to fill up a roster spot or two, and a guy like a Markelle Fultz could be that for the Lakers, and I think fill in nicely. Again, it's not something that I'm like, it's not my main priority this offseason. I'm not looking at it as like, man, you got to make sure you sign Markelle Fultz ASAP, right? Like, no, work it out, do what you got to do, but if you get to it, and it's like, we could use another, guard, right? Like, we could use another athlete out on the perimeter that can defend. Markelle Fultz, he's a guy you could look at, right? Worst case scenario, you sign him to a vet minimum and include him in a trade as salary filler later on down the road. Perfect. But let me know your thoughts at opinions down in the comments. As always, this is a discussion. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.